Hello everyone, and welcome to my The Bold Fans channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful. Hope and Liam are motivated to have another child after baby fever affects BNB. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful suggest that BNB may experience baby fever. Will Liam and Hope Logan Spencer be motivated to have another child? Fans of BNB are aware that Carter Walton and Daphne Rose have been talking about family planning. Carter and Daphne's desire to become parents may influence one or more other couples. In the upcoming weeks, Daphne and Carter will be busy organizing their wedding. Carter and Daphne's marriage is set to happen in 2026, and it will play a significant role in their future plot. Daphne and Carter will talk about having children again after they are married. Carter and Daphne will start working on that right now, and they might announce that they want a family as soon as possible. Naturally, Hope will be happy that Carter has at last found his soul mate. Hope's heart still belonged to Liam and maybe always will, which is why their own romance didn't work out. Could Liam and Hope discover motivation for growing their own family once Daphne and Carter are expecting a child? If nothing else, Hope and Liam could talk about the prospect of having another child. This is particularly relevant if Beth Spencer decides to advocate for a younger brother. After Liam and Hope remarried, Beth received what she wanted, so perhaps she would ask for a younger brother or sister next, and hope they will grant her wish. We could see Hope and Liam listing the advantages and disadvantages, since they had learned how to speak positively. A discussion about having another child wouldn't harm, even if Liam and Hope believe their family is ideal as it is. Douglas Forrester, who resides in Paris with Thomas Forrester and is rapidly maturing, is also adopted by Hope. Liam raises Beth with Hope and co-parents Kelly Spencer with Steffi Forrester Finnegan, but he might have space in his heart for one more child. Stay tuned for updates on any baby excitement as The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers indicate some intriguing developments are in store. BNB spoilers. When the truth is revealed, Dylan's idyllic world falls apart. On The Bold and the Beautiful, Miss Dylan struck gold that fateful night when she ran Luna Nozawa over with her house/car. What if she didn't tell the whole truth about using her automobile to kill Will Spencer's baby mama? Dylan's journey from poverty to wealth on Bold and Beautiful depends on her being the motorist who struck Luna Nozawa. What if she wasn't? Spoilers for next week's CBS soap opera can be found below. Viewers of Miss Dylan Hits the Lottery are becoming more and more familiar with Miss Dylan, and to be honest, her tale looks pitiful. How could you not feel sorry for a little girl living in her car without any family or friends? In addition, she was coping with the trauma of having been kidnapped by Luna while working as an art instructor. Fans of The Bold and the Beautiful ought to be supporting Dylan as she embarks on her Cinderella tale. However, it's difficult to support a figure that is obviously concealing something. Dylan may be Sheila's long-lost daughter or possibly a distant cousin of the Forrester family, according to certain stories. What if, however, her secret is something far simpler? Dylan is receiving presents, a position at Forrester Creations, and guest rooms from the Forrester family, and Will Spencer Jr. It seems as though they are compensating her for killing Luna and resolving all of their issues. Could Dylan have claimed credit for running into Luna since she was aware that she would be hit hard? Is Dylan a con artist? Dylan is obviously capable of far more than we realize because she has been living independently for some time. Is it possible that she was simply driving that evening, saw the collision, and made the decision to confess in order to appease the Forrester? Can they truly be upset about all the gifts if this is all a scam and she didn't kill Luna Nozawa? Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful. Deacon would be better off with this woman. According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Deacon Sharp will eventually have to make a choice, and it won't be simple. Deacon is better off with this woman despite being married to Sheila Carter. Deacon has been having an emotional affair with Taylor Hayes, as BNB fans are already aware. During their treatment sessions, Taylor and Deacon have developed feelings for one another. And since Deacon has been so conflicted with Sheila, it really doesn't surprise anyone that he would fall for Taylor, even if it certainly appears unethical on the surface. Sheila, however, is the type of woman that requires the highest level of loyalty. When she learns about this, she will undoubtedly be unhappy. However, many fans of The Bold and the Beautiful appear to already think that Deacon would be better off with Sheila rather than Taylor. That's not shocking, is it? What will happen to Sheila and Deacon next? The internet indeed have a lot to say on the issue, as our devoted readers can guess. Sheila and Deacon have a sexy chemistry side that translates believably well, some wrote. They both have similar backstories and pair well as the two of them against the world. Another critic of the show stated, Deacon went through a lot to liberate and then ultimately save Sheila from that warehouse situation. I hope the writers don't screw this relationship up. There was also the remark, killing Taylor off wouldn't bother me, but I'd rather him just be happy with Sheila. The whole Taylor pairing is illogical on many levels and brings nothing new. It's amazing to me that they treat Deacon like a trophy, but he's not a saint either. We don't know who Deacon will ultimately select, but we have a sneaking suspicion that it won't be simple. Comings and goings of the bold and the beautiful mysterious newcomer returning. On The Bold and the Beautiful, a mysterious newcomer receives greater screen time. This is the most recent casting news from The Bold and the Beautiful. Find out if any of your favorite actors or actresses are departing the CBS drama. If any newcomers are joining the soap opera in contract, recurring or day player roles, or if any well-known stars from the past are joining the program this week or soon. Important takeaways. Sydney Bullock is still gaining traction as Dylan, and the enigmatic newcomer is still very much in the running this week. As Electra's scenes grow, Dylan's relationship with her and his prior relationships with Hayes continue to be significant. The character's significant encounters with Liam indicate that her position on B&B is far from transient. Sydney Bullock's portrayal of the mysterious Dylan, Electra's friend and Hayes' former summer school art teacher, continues to receive a lot of screen time in the week of January 19, 2026. This week she exchanges scenes with Liam, played by Crew Morrow. Everything you should know about the daytime newbie is provided here. Bold and the Beautiful spoilers video preview, January 19th to 23rd. Sheila's ignorance and Eric's vow. This week on B&B, Dylan initiates contact as Eric warns her. On The Bold and the Beautiful, the drama is intensifying this winter. According to spoilers for this week's video, one character's choice heightens the suspense while another may be showing signs of cunning. Here's a preview of the events scheduled for January 19th to 23rd. Key takeaways: Sheila praises Taylor to Finn. Regarding Taylor and Deacon, Steffi and Hope are at odds. Dylan would like to thank Will. Regarding his new profession, Eric makes a promise. Finn then pays Sheila a visit at 2 Giardino on B&B for a mother-son conversation. Luna's passing is just one of the many topics the two have to discuss. Sheila will tell Finn about her and Deacon after expressing their sorrow over Luna. Sheila acknowledges that she and Deacon had a difficult time, but Taylor was able to keep them together. Sheila has no idea that her husband has been infatuated with the well-known psychotherapist. Will Finn tell his mother or preserve his wife's secret now that Steffi has told him about Taylor and Deacon? A daughter's promise. Speaking of Steffi, she is still concerned about her mother, even though she cautioned Taylor about the risks of becoming involved with Deacon. When Steffi informed Hope about her father's infatuation with Taylor, Hope dismissed the information. However, Steffi makes another attempt to reach Hope this week. Regarding their parents' relationship, Steffi informs Hope, something is brewing, and it needs to end before it's too late. Will Hope support Steffi in her fears, even though she appears to be on Team Taylor and Deacon? Or will she support her father's developing affair with Taylor in defiance of Steffi's wishes? Thanks to Will, Dylan's life has improved. He has given her a job at Forrester Creations in addition to a place to reside. When Dylan and Will are by themselves this week, she expresses gratitude for his assistance. Dylan says Will in a lovely way, I want to repay your kindness however I can. Despite Will's perception that Dylan is being kind, she is secretly growing fond of him. Could Will and Electra get into problems as a result of Dylan's good deed? Eric's choice to leave Forrester Creations and join Katie's new fashion firm was a significant professional move. The creator and designer of Forrester Creations made the decision to use his skills elsewhere, since his company no longer needed him. Katie and Eric attempted to conceal his job at Logan, but Brooke exposed them. It won't be long before Ridge learns and chaos ensues. Eric comforts Donna and Katie while they worry. Eric is still committed to serving as Logan's designer and promises that FC will foot the bill. Be mindful of your elders, Eric says. That's what Brooke and Ridge are going to learn the hard way. On and off the catwalk, the battle between Logan and Forrester is intensifying. According to spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Eric Forrester may have said a terrifying, not-so-accidental statement that might portend catastrophe for Katie Logan Spencer, and devoted fans are reason to be concerned. Compared to most characters on the canvas, Katie has endured more medical trauma. Therefore, experience tells us that danger is never far behind when pressure begins to build and menacing dialogue begins to appear in the screenplay. And Eric himself issued the warning this time. Katie's heart history makes this storyline a powder keg. Let's face it, Katie's heart is her weakness. Katie's health has always been precarious, from her near-fatal shooting to her dangerous transplant and other stress-related medical issues. The authors have frequently connected her physical breakdowns to work-related stress and emotional strain. Because of this, when subtle language suggested that Katie might be on the verge of another health catastrophe during the Luna Nozawa incident, fans instantly braced themselves. Because the show quickly ended the Luna storyline, those warning indicators never paid off, not because the danger didn't exist. The same ingredients are back on the table now that Logan's high-stakes fashion launch is taking center stage, but the pressure is considerably greater. Logan's launch is a make-or-break war. Katie isn't merely launching a fashion house. She is overburdened, emotionally vulnerable, and functioning without a safety net as she competes against Forrester Creations, fights Brooke's betrayal, bears the burden of the Logan name, and attempts to demonstrate that she was never the weak sister. "If you don't have a big opening, you're dead," says Eric Forrester, the man who knows the business better than anyone. Yes, he was referring to business when he said this. Words like that, however, are never accidental on The Bold and the Beautiful. Eric's line. Was it a deliberate foreshadowing? The wording was direct, stark, very fatalistic. Eric did not predict that the brand would fail. He did not predict that the company would face difficulties. Dead, he said. Given Katie's medical background, the word choice seems more like a deliberate warning than a coincidence. The authors are very aware of how conditioned this audience is to be on the lookout for warning signs, particularly in relation to stress in Katie. What could be more stressful than a public debut under great scrutiny, the possibility of humiliation if Logan fails, proving Brooke and Ridge wrong, and bearing Eric's expectations on her shoulders? If Logan falters, the emotional damage alone might be catastrophic. When fatigue, anxiety, and failure-related fear are added, Katie's heart might not be able to handle it. A medical crisis doesn't mean death, but it could be close. To be clear, this does not imply that Katie will die. However, The Bold and the Beautiful has a long history of putting characters on the verge of death in order to cause emotional fallout, such as hospital beds, emergency surgeries, grieving family members, and crippling guilt. Everyone who had doubts about Katie, particularly Brooke, will have to face the repercussions if a failed launch puts her in danger of a heart emergency, an unexpected hospital stay, or a struggle for her life. The bottom line. Katie's future may hang on Logan's success. Although Eric intended to inspire Katie, his remarks might have had the opposite effect. "You're dead" now looms over Logan's launch like a curse, whether on purpose or not. If Katie is successful, she will protect her legacy and disprove everyone. If she doesn't succeed, there can be physical repercussions in addition to professional ones. Katie Logan Spencer is walking a tightrope, and spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful strongly imply that her destiny is intimately related to Logan's success or failure. Keep an eye out because this plot is about to take a terrible turn. Brooke gets closer to the huge secret between Eric and Katie. RJ missed spending time with his parents and being in Los Angeles. After the previous drama with Katie, Brooke was especially appreciative of this time spent with her kid. RJ Ridge clarified that Katie had quit the company and remarried Bill. RJ. He was even more shocked to learn that Katie was starting a fashion house called Logan, even if he hoped it was just a rumor. The betrayal of her sister devastated Brooke. RJ. He knew how close Brooke and Katie were, so he could tell how much Katie's actions were hurting her. Ridge hoped her younger sister could make a compromise, but Brooke didn't want to argue with Katie. RJ stated that they had to decide whether or not to accept it, speaking as if they were the only adult present. Having a pity party over someone else's uncontrollable behavior was pointless. In an attempt to start a conversation, Brooke planned to see Katie at Logan, then go over to Spencer. Following Brooke's departure, Ridge hoped that RJ was going to be there for some time. RJ hoped that the divide between Brooke and Katie would heal before it worsened. Elektra overheard Ridge and RJ conversing. I became enthralled with stars right away. Even though their relationships were hazy, it was clear that the world had stopped at that very moment. She was drawn to someone other than Will for the first time. Before a valuable necklace could be placed in the safe, Elektra attempted to remove it. RJ volunteered to assist in removing the fragment from Elektra's neck. When Donna went to the Logan offices to see Katie, she was surprised to see her husband, Eric, there instead. He assured her, "Don't worry, Elektra. Your heart's safe with me." Eric was there to talk to Katie about Logan, and Donna was glad he could listen. Eric reassured Donna that Katie had nothing to worry about and expressed her hope that he could give her much-needed advice. Eric explained to Donna, "I've agreed to be your sister's lead designer." Eric believed that nobody deserved his expertise more than Katie. Donna was considerably worried about the direction things were headed. She asked Eric if Brooke and Ridge were aware of what he was planning, and he confirmed that they didn't know. Eric wanted to keep it that way as well. Donna reminded Eric that he was new into retirement, but Eric never felt like he had a choice. She found Eric's sentiment to be sweet, but it was a lot for someone of Eric's age to take on. This was what he wanted. It wasn't only for Katie. It was for Eric, someone forced out of his own company against his will. Donna questioned how Brooke and Ridge would react this latest development. Eric insisted that he be the one to break the news to them. However, for now he wanted it kept under wraps. Eric felt pushed to the side by Brooke and Ridge. They made him enter retirement, and as a free agent, he could do as he pleased. Eric hadn't been this excited in years, which Donna attested to. Eric named Donna and design as the two most important things in his life. He didn't want to wallow away in retirement, but although she supported him, Donna was still concerned about Brooke's reaction. Eric was tossed aside at the company be built from scratch, so he believed this was something they brought upon themselves. At Spencer, Bill told Katie that he was dying to get Logan up and running. She told him that she found her lead designer, and he hoped it wasn't Deke. To his satisfaction, it wasn't Deacon's son, but his jaw nearly fell to the floor when she named Eric Forrester. Bill wanted to look at both sides of the equation. While he understood why Eric would be motivated to join them after Ridge pushed him out, he found it difficult to believe that Eric would defect from the company he founded. Bill celebrated the idea of sticking it to Ridge and Forrester Creations. He relished in the idea of Eric turning on his family and helping he and Katie get revenge for how they treated her. Bill wanted to spread the news as quickly as possible and pitched doing an immediate media campaign about Eric's acquisition. Katie was opposed to handling things in that manner. Eric hadn't told anyone yet, so she wanted to respect his wishes and handle things quietly. Bill realized that Katie had complete faith in Eric, so he congratulated her on the likely success of her fashion house. Bill left to take care of other matters, and right after he departed, Brooke entered. She was still bothered by the company name, but it upset Brooke even more that she and her baby sister were at odds. Katie was pleased with the progression of her fashion house, so she no longer felt the intimidation she did during her last encounter with Brooke. Katie informed Brooke that she secured her lead designer for the brand, and Brooke asked for the name. Before Katie could respond, Eric walked into the office, and if looks could talk, Brooke immediately connected the dots.
Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.